Just ask Siri. What team has the most World Series titles? After the Yankees, the Blue Jays dispatched in the first round of these playoffs. Teoscar Hernandez, who have won on the eighth. Dodgers trying to win their ninth. And it appears they'll be in comeback fashion if they're to do it. Jays looking for their first since their back-to-back titles in 1992 and 93. Trying to make the Yankees as the last team to win back-to-back titles. 2000. 4 or 5 years. I won't go any farther than that. That's not bad. We started it for them. Going to Teoscar Hernandez. Matter of fact, Blue Jays were the last team, or the first team to do it since the Yankees when they lose their first 2 games at home and come back to win the series. And it only happened 3 times out of the 28 times that the home team had dropped the first 2 games of the home series. Down 2-0 to come back and win it, having almost come through the playoffs. Chris Bassett out of a small town in Ohio. And Akron Zip. All the ones in the bench. The right side and out of play. And Blue Jays fans, I don't think are surprised seeing this. We're not surprised. We've been here all month watching these guys, but I think a lot of people around baseball are probably saying, whoa, what happened to them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, perfect scenario for Toronto is you got the layoff for LA. They were super dominant. You got the starting pitching on a roll. And the Blue Jays offense, like, we'll take it on anybody. We've taken on some really good starting pitching so far. What's the difference? And there is no difference at this point. It's only game 1. But when you look at that on paper, that's the beauty of on paper. It looks great on paper. You gotta look again. They executed a perfect game plan against great pitching. And Blake Snell.
They've got their ace going tomorrow, Kevin Gausman, who, why did he start game 1 over game 7? Feeling the effects of that.
Hi.
So,
Hello.
on the other side, for the series shifts to LA. In 3, we needed it.
Hi.
And the Dodgers had Savage on the ropes. And although they got to 2 runs, as we look at the matchup for tomorrow, they could have gotten some more. And it changed the dynamic of this game.
Now, complete game in the postseason.
Doing good myself as well.
Justin Verlander in 2018.
Watching the World Series game, watching the Dodgers get blown out today.
It's almost identical lines in the 3. About 2/3 each time. It's not been able to get through that 6. Come on, Max Muncy.
I don't even know why they have seats in the lower bowl because absolutely nobody sits on the what I've seen.
This is the number 1 home field advantage in the majors this year. 54-27 at home. I'll tell a few people, Monday night on that spring home run is the loudest viewing I've ever been.
Yeah, I agree.
He pitched here.
Yeah,
I World Series.
I thought the Minneapolis go home. Was that over there at that time, 1991, close to December, but this one kind of trumped it.
This was even louder.
Oh, yeah. Now, a whole different point of view from up here in the noise.
That's right. In the booth versus on the field. That series ended. This is the anniversary of that with you as the pinch runner at third base.
Yeah, 1992. I was at third base with 2 outs and Otis Dixon was at the plate, and I was as scared as you've ever been because our third base coach said you got to beat the fielder home because he's going to bunt off of 10. But they never got the fielder home.
tomorrow, it's gonna probably be raining. So most likely tomorrow I'm gonna go over all these Dynasty, the deleted, a lot of these videos. I'm gonna see what videos I have to commentary over them. I think it's gonna be raining all week long, all weekend. So don't look like there's too much to do on the weekend when it's raining. So tomorrow, man, we're gonna go over them. A lot of them deleted videos, and just people can drop into the comments and express their opinions off these deleted videos. So tomorrow, it's gonna be raining in. I'm not gonna be able to do nothing with my kid. So I need to relieve some of this emotional distress. Idris Muhammad. I don't know, bro. I wish I could, man. If I personally could give you $1, I would, man. But I will, if I will wish you a happy birthday since today is your birthday. Man, I got the Dodgers, man, but the Dodgers are losing. The Blue Jays, they're pretty good, man. That's why they made it all the way to the World Series. They're pretty good, decent team, man. But I'm a Ranger fan, man.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are learning a lot. Thanks to Google, Pedro knows more than he wanted to about travel. And Judy wouldn't call herself a plumber, but she dabbles.
Wait, how do these things work together? Honey, I did it!
So far, they've learned one thing about homeownership, is that there's a lot to learn. Good thing you can just ask people. It's a true story of risking it all. These new songs, that really didn't make any sense to me. To fight for what you believe in. Time to read it for Bruce.
Yeah, they did, man.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe disease symptoms can keep coming back. Break away to what's possible.
Idris Muhammad.
With rapid remission and
I would, man.
fewer bowel
But I'm just I'm a thief and I'm doing bad.
achieve remission at 1 year. And some patients saw visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check if you have flu-like symptoms or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
So tomorrow, man, we're gonna be reviewing a lot of these deleted videos,
So at this race in Miami, and I see this guy
so people can understand the scrutinizing.
Then in Queens at the tennis, and I see the same guy walking towards me.
Somebody made a comment on my last live
Can I help you? And he's like, are you following me?
saying that I always have the answers to everything. I don't have the answers to everything, man.
Nice guy though.
I just have the answers to what I know is truth. Right? So it's a lot easier for me to be able to explain myself to the truth. Lies,
Mission tour guide. And your boxing ring.
can you give me tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. I got you tomorrow, man. I got you tomorrow.
It's your bedtime. Your big time. And your makeup good too. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Top of the order for Tuesdays. Springer comes out of the batter's box swinging. As Will High comes out of pitch for the Dodgers. His first postseason.
I don't know, bro. I don't want you to hold me to it, you know what I mean? I don't know what that shit is. I don't know. Let me see. If I see you tomorrow, I'll let you know. Or do y'all feel like watching? Y'all feel like watching some of these what's it called, deleted videos? Or we can wait for tomorrow, man. Man, I don't want to promise you something that I gotta see, man. You know, there's too much.
Joe, believe it or not, Addison Barger was small growing up. He told me he was 5'1", 100 pounds as a sophomore in high school. By the time he was a junior, he was 8 inches tall. So the Jays drafted him in the 6th round of the 2018 draft. He was still slightly built. So during COVID, he developed his...
Yeah, I got cash. I think I still do. I don't know. Cash App works. Cash App works by you gotta have the people's number, man. All right, and I've only cashed App like 2 people before, man. I've really never cashed App anybody else before, so I'm kind of cautious about that, man. You know, I really don't know how it works, man. So, you know, I've only sent Hips and one other person through Cash App, right? And that's I kind of knew who they were, right? If you came across me on the street, man, and you asked me for $1, I'll give you $1, right? But there's so much stuff going on the internet, man. You know, people figured stuff out how to scam people. You know, you don't want to open yourself up to a can of worms on, you know, trying to help somebody out, man. But if you would have came across me at a convenience store or you know, somewhere personally, most definitely I'd give you $1, man. All right. But not knowing who you are, not knowing the scams that people got going on, man, I don't want to, you know, put myself in a sticky situation. It's not about the $1, man. You know, if I came across you on the streets or something, you asked me for $1 or for a meal, I would give it to you, man. All right. But if, you know, social media and all these cash apps and, you know, you don't want to be, you know, somebody sends you something, you click on it and they take your shit, man. You know, there's all kinds of forms of your shit getting hacked. You know, you want to avoid it, man. You know, you think you're doing something good or there's all kinds of traps, man. You know, it kind of sucks, man. You know, you call it being paranoid, being called the schizo, whatever it is, man. It's just It's better to be cautious, man. You know, it's better to be cautious.
So at the bottom of the order, getting things started today.
But tomorrow,
It's Springer's home run.
hopefully it doesn't rain all day tomorrow.
Left center, Hernandez is there.
And tomorrow we can go over some of these videos and talk about it.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic PSMA-positive prostate cancer, have hormone therapy, and can delay chemotherapy.
As you can see right there, man, you know, it's a weather alert, severe thunderstorm,
PSMA-positive cells.
and it seems like it's going to be all weekend long. So
Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk.
tomorrow we're going to be reviewing some of the deleted videos. We're going to go back to how it all started. Somebody was on my comments earlier in the live, and I guess they want to know how it all started. Well, I guess we got to go take it back to the old school. We got to go all the way back to the beginning to see how I inserted myself, right? How I got involved in the whole shenanigans, the whole Mark saga.
No way, it's the guy from This guy knows crosswords.
And think about it that out of everybody,
Get more support. Is that how you spell?
I'm the only one that's been on the same type of energy. Right? Everybody else has done flip-flopped at one point or another, from supporting Mark to not supporting Mark to back again supporting Mark. The hypocrisy, the degenerate behavior, it's all for public viewing and for everybody to be able to scrutinize these characters, right? But as they would say, hey, it's just for entertainment purposes, right? They even said that I'm too paranoid to understand that it's all fun and games. I didn't know being tormented and having relentless nights. Right now, you know, it's the only time that I feel any kind of excitement, you know, watching a baseball game. It brings back memories of a youth, you know. So it kind of balances out for the time being. So just like I'm able to show the public my downtimes, I should be able to show some type of excitement, some type of enjoyable moment. All right, it can't always be depression, trauma, PTSD, anxiety. I can't always just be doing defensive videos. It gets tiring, man. It gets repetitious. But like I said, man, you can't put a value on your image or character. The same person that was commenting was like, these characters have not said anything about you. Yeah, but what about everybody else that started it? All right. Just because you started it with all the false information, of course I wouldn't, right? If I was slandering, doxing, cyberbullying, and it was brought to the legal authorities and the legal attention, I'd be kind of quiet too, right? But I guarantee you that after everything is said and done, he'll come out and cry, right? He's gonna come out, right? Right now, he's being cautious of what he can do and say. I'm not, right? I'm going to continue doing the same. I'm going to continue having the same energy that I have right now after the courts. I will continue to have my same energy. All right. Just because you think that I'm taking you to court, that I'm going to stop scrutinizing you, that's not going to happen. All right. I'm going to continue, like I said before, I'm going to be your past, present, and future. As long as I keep it respectful and cordial, don't break any kind of civil or criminal laws, then my formulated opinion and also the First Amendment, freedom of speech, provides me that right to be able to speak my mind and scrutinize, as long as I do not defame, slander, or cyberbully. So you think that by throwing rocks and doing the damage and turning around, and I'm just supposed to say, oh man, you stop talking about me, I'm gonna leave you? No, right? Because if I wouldn't have took you to act to legal matters, you would have never stopped. Right? You would have never stopped. Right? And you're just waiting. Right? You're just like a little hyena, waiting, right, to see what kind of opportunities you get. Which you're not gonna get no opportunities, man. Right? Like I said, everything you said, 99.9% is false. I'm not talking about public information, right? My criminal record. Right? What I defamed myself by my own actions. That, I have no problem. You can scrutinize me all you want with that. I have no problem. In the First Amendment grants you those rights, right? Freedom of speech. You can formulate your opinions based off truth, action, and true statements. That's freedom of speech. And just like I explained it to you earlier, just because I defamed my character, my own doing, doesn't give you or anybody the right to defame my character, to paint me worse than what I've already painted myself, right? I've already damaged my own character, man. For somebody to come make me seem worse than what I am, right? And all to try to normalize and protect the actions of one self-admitted Jonathan Schwartz nailed it by calling him a groomer, a sodomist, a rapist, an extorter, lifetime health care to his victims. All this, right? It's like self-admitted. But I can see why apex predators will, associate with other apex predators. I understand that, man, right? At first, I thought it was because the color of their skin. That has a lot to do with it, man. That's why they kind of turn the blind side to each of their demise and predatory behavior. That's why they get along. Apex Predators.
In this game for Dallas, the one score.
What I don't get is that
11 straight for Toronto.
the energy that they're trying to, smut up my name more than what I've already done, right? The time and energy, man, y'all could have already had Brad Lucas, right? And your content would have done, but you don't want to be on the right side of the tracks, right? You don't want to be on the right. Your content wants to be division, racism, promoting and extorting. I don't see none of the content that you have serves its purpose. For what? It's not educational. It's not preventative. It's not bringing awareness. It's all glorifying and idolizing deviancy, right? Promoting crime, glorifying it, idolizing it. Right? You sure do have a lot of homosexual activity for a person that only did a very short amount of time and counting time, right? That's like, I did 2 years, right? And I don't even have that many jailhouse or prison stories, right? I have a few that I've documented on my platform. They're there. Go check them out. But I don't have that many videos, about my prison experience. It was short term. It was not too much. Right? It wasn't too much. But you, on the other hand, you have so many fairy tales, man. So many. I guess you probably type in something and it spits out a narrative, or you just freestyle it, man. You just go, you just like freestyle it. You write one verse and you just go from there. Your imagination goes wild. You're able to go and crawl into that dark hole and start being deviant. Because I've always said, people that associate themselves with Mark Moore, it's two things, man. They either want to be the victim and they have some dark taboo secret, or they're just, birds of a feather flock together, right? That's the only logical reason I would see anybody in the right sound of mind, right? Because let's take it back. If you ask a doctor, you ask him, is Noel right sound of mind? Well, based off his documents, well, he's kind of a madman, right?
It was dim there for a little bit, 2-0, and it went crazy. Started Varsho somehow on the tight end, and an explosion in the 6th inning. Dodgers now 1-12. In the World Series game one.
Rangers lost, Dodgers lost, man.
So they're repeat as champions, and we can cut that fashion this year. Down the field we go, Ken Rosenthal.
So tomorrow we gotta go back to how it all started, man. Right? How it all started. That social media.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Our offense. It's a collective effort, and everybody.
It's crazy. It's backwards, man.
2 years to watch a World Series game. You have the best home field advantage record in baseball.
It's backwards.
This year. How much of a factor was that tonight? Yeah, it's been special.
But I can see why another Apex Predator would want to associate himself with another Apex Predator. I totally understand that, man.
With Kevin Gausman taking the ball in game 2, how do you like your position? Yeah, that's the guy we want on the bump. We just got to keep rolling. Thanks so much, Ernie. Excellent. Thank you. Back to you.
Many swings, few words. Very clear. Guys, get ready for the post-game show. All Blue Jays in game 1, 11-4. Taking down around the defending champ. After the break, the Strauss postgame. Kevin Burkhardt and the guys take over. Recap game one. Get yourself for game two. Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Crosby for the Jays. Undefeated Indiana takes on a dangerous UCLA. It's Big News Saturday on Fox. Fantasy movies on Tubi will be free forever. Forever.
You're telling me I'll be a goblin in a ball? Forever?
Forever.
Oh no!
If Cornell suddenly had Tom Brady's football knowledge, he would consider that knowledge a gift at first.
Play action and shotgun isn't as convincing to the linebackers as the hard counts don't travel like that, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have the wide receiver lined up over here on the split, you know what I'm saying?
They did not, as it turns out, know what he was saying.
I understand Cornell.
He's free. Nobody knows football like Tom Brady.
Nice.
The game's not over until we talk about it. Mike, Sam, and Jeff. There's only one free-for-all fight tonight after Fox 4 News.
Stay weather ready. Download.
Let me see if Seth Goldman's on. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's fucking raining. Ah. Let me see if I can fix this. Y'all give me a minute. Oh shit. Oh man. We got something. We got action. We got action. Oh shit. Man, god dang it. Oh fuck. Oh man, come on. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
That's what it is. Her. And this whole ass thing. So I didn't expect her to go off on me like that. You like to conduct business like a lady. I'm a lady. You're a lady. So, you had us in hire.
Y'all ever watch Detroit?
How much more would you like? $25 extra. Yes.
American Jewel Pawn?
Cool. So I like you done. Listen, if you want $25 more, grow up, act like ladies, and I'll help you. So here you go. You're welcome. Why should you take me so much long? Go wait in that line, and you'll get your money and your ticket. As Pop said, you can't get the world. Everybody. All of you suck my ass. For real. Today, suck my ass.
Oh god dang, man.
Yeah, suck it, man.
Yo wee.
Everybody.
This dog getting mad. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Mother.
God damn, these folks wild up there. Y'all want some good laughs? Y'all gotta go watch American Pawn, man. The Goldmans.
You got a minute?
Sure.
You got a minute?
Down to the store and we cleaned out Nick's desk and stuff else and everything.
No,
No.
in this business, trust is everything. When I bought the new store, I had to let the previous owner staff go. I only knew one of the old employees, this guy, Nick. Brian was thinking at Nick's desk. That's where he found gold, diamonds, earrings, a watch.
Just in his desk?
Nick actually used to work for me until he quit and went to work for the old owner, Phil.
Who would leave stuff like this in their desk?
Nobody.
Doesn't make sense.
You know, once I bought this other location, Bill said to me, everything in that store was mine. What the would you leave that kind of jewelry in your desk? First of all, he ain't getting it back until he proves to me that this stuff is his. I'm gonna keep it in my office until we look through every time you're buying at that store to see if anything even corresponds to that. Otherwise, he ain't getting it back. Period. Hey, I'm Les. You must be the big boy.
I'm a big boy keeper.
Wow. This was an original big boy statue. It was very cool. It was made of fiberglass, not plastic like the knockoffs.
I bought this for my wife for our anniversary.
So your wife wanted a big boy, huh?
She did, yeah.
Just for the nostalgic value, I know we can flip it and make a profit. Wow.
So we redid it when we first got it. It's been outside for probably 17
I can
years.
see that. Yeah, the whole thing would have to be redone. The problem was it was in really, really bad shape. You want to buy it or sell it?
We'll sell it. You know, reason we sell it, we got several cars that need some repairs.
How much are you looking for?
Well, in perfect condition, they're going between $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, but they ain't
So
so.
I like to get $2,000 for it.
You wanted 2,000. There was no way I was going to give him 2,000. What do you think I should offer?
$2,000.
He actually said 500.
Well, couldn't do that. 1,800.
650.
The bare minimum that my wife will let me go is $1,500.
You know, if we go to sell it, it's going to run me $1,000 to fix it. Easy. When you restore an item like this, it can run into big bucks. You have to hire professionals to repair the fiberglass and match the paint exactly. I'll make you one offer, and it's a take it or leave it deal.
Okay,
I'll give you $1,000 right now.
$1,500.
Nick just walked in the door. He's looking for Nicky's here. We put that all in that. I have all that stuff. Where is it? He wants a fight? I'll go toe to toe. Let's see.
Tired of wasting your money on products that just don't work? We don't blame you. That's my new Genix Auto T2. Let you try before you buy. Just text steady to 215 215.
Tomorrow, we're gonna go, I don't know, man, I just don't feel like turning on the computer, starting up the roadcaster. It's already late for me. But tomorrow when I do wake up, probably start off with the marathon. I'm gonna call it the marathon. Maybe as soon as I wake up and, you know, handle my responsibilities of what I got to attend to in the morning. You know, it's the weekend. It's just going to probably be raining. So once I wake up in the morning, you know, and do what I got to do, we're running a marathon tomorrow. All right. It's going to be a marathon of all the videos, man. I'm going to be talking about it, commenting about it. You know, they can scrutinize me all they want, man, as long as there's truth, right? Scrutinize me all you want, man, but don't use false statements or false narrative. Don't use false. If you speak truth, I have no problem, man, right? Because it's if I didn't want people to speak about it, I should have never did it to begin with, right? That's just the way it is. I give people ammunition to scrutinize me by being a public figure, doing content. You're gonna get scrutinized, man. Right? It's either gonna be good or bad, and for the most part, it's gonna be bad, man. Right? And you can accept it as long as it's truth, man. Right? These guys stopped talking about me because what they were saying was nothing but false. right? Now, eventually, they're gonna pick it up and they're gonna try to use my actual criminal record, right? And try to, you know, play off of that, which, like I said, man, look, I don't care anything that's in my conviction, in my past. It doesn't define me, right? But what bothers me is the defamation, the falsehood, the false narrative, using other sexual predators' convicted record to portray it as mine, right? That I do have an issue with, right? So you're gonna most definitely get two different reactions for me, right? Your actions of defamation and lies and slandering get a reaction of anger, defensive videos. When you speak truth, I might not like it, but at the end of the day, it's the truth, right? And the way I see it, it's like I've already made amends. I've already paid, how you say, my debt to society for either any kind of past convictions. I've paid my debt to society, right? As you would say. I've apologized to the people I've wronged. And for the people that need explanation or it's like, why do I need to explain to you or apologize to you if you weren't the one that was affected? Right? I've already apologized to the people I affected. Right? That's the only person that's I affected was the first mother of my kids. Right? And you can say we've made our peace. So I've been able to correct my wrong with her. Right? So as far as the thieving or any kind of convictions, you could say I've paid my debt to society, right? Either paying jail time, probation, prison time, whatever you want to say, I paid my debt, right? To the people felt that the state of Texas felt that I wronged them, and they showed me. Right? I paid my debt. Right? Anybody that was affected by my actions, I apologized to them. Right? I corrected whoever I offended, and the only person I really offended, man, was my baby mama. Right? My first baby mama. Right? People can say, "Oh, you abused." No, man, I didn't abuse nobody. Right? But that's the only person that I say that I've affected, right? By being in a toxic relationship with each other instead of just walking away. But when you have two kids, well, she had 3 kids, but I raised all 3 of them like if they were my own, right? I got the oldest daughter tatted on my neck, and I got my second oldest tatted on my neck, right? So I love them. I raised them all, and I cared all about them, right? So the person that should hold any kind of animosity or anything is nobody, man, because we've already understood that we were not in the right minds. We weren't in the right place. When you're, how can I say, when you know your couple's dirt and she knows all your dirt, and it's kind of hard to like, how can I say, not dirt, man, but like when she knows you've cheated on her and she knows and you've cheated on her and vice versa, man, that's the animosity of being cheated on. It's always going to be there, man. Right? So we both, as we got older, we both realized that we tried to do it for the kids and couldn't do it for the kids, man. Right? We've hurt each other too much, right? To just do it for the kids, right? We tried doing it for the kids, man, and it was just a dog chasing his tail, right? So that's what I don't understand, man. These people want to hold you so accountable And it's like, well, first of all, man, like I don't need nobody to hold me accountable for my past actions if I've already did the best to my abilities to right them, right? Maybe you feel like I don't know what you feel you want me to do to make you feel that your formulated opinion about me bothers me, which it doesn't, because yes, was I a piece of shit for yes, right? You could say it. I mean, I can be like, yeah, there's really no excuse, but you also have to understand the circumstances of the environment of why stuff happens, right? It's not excuses, right? Because there's no excuse to justify anybody's actions. It's just holding yourself accountability and also understanding the circumstances of what you were at, right? You put a toxic relationship, you put alcohol, you put drugs, and not only that, but other financial problems, life problems, and it's a mixture for a recipe for destruction, man. Right? And I'm not the only one, man. I'm not the only one. You're right. I'm not the only one that's been in a toxic relationship and they were able to walk away from it. Like I told you, man, she stabbed. I got her. My first baby mama. She could have gone to prison for a long time, man. Right? She stabbed this chick in the back, on the shoulder blade, and she stabbed her in the cheek. Right? But my baby mama was pregnant with my son. Right? So I'm in a dilemma, man. Right? I got this side chick over here. I'm at the hospital at the emergency room. She's getting stitched up. But at the same time, I'm telling her, man, look, damn, man, let my baby mama make it. You know what I mean? I got the medical bills. Whatever you need, I got it. You know what I mean? But just let her make it. Don't call the cops. Don't do what you're gonna do, right? And I'm not no piece of shit dude, man. Right? Because the side chick, she did what she's supposed to, man. She didn't press no charges, right? My baby mama could have gone to prison, man, for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, probably even attempted murder. Right? So it's not like I haven't, corrected my wrongs one way or another, man. To where it is what it is, man. You can't go back and cry about spilled milk, man. Right? All you can do is try to not to repeat it, learn from it, hold yourself accountable, and realize that you fucked up. Move forward, man. Right? Move forward. So people can try to hold you accountable and make you explain and be like, man, look, the people I've wronged, that I've already explained and my apologies have already been listened to. Right? The people that I've affected. Right? I don't have no victims. Right? I've never shot nobody. I've never stabbed nobody. I don't have no victims to where I feel bad for the damage I've done, right? The only one is my baby mama, man, right? Because it's just arguing with her, right? And like I said, man, like I said, man, we met each other at a fucking alternative school, man, catching the bus downtown, going to downtown Dallas, right? I got kicked out for, having, possession basically, right, at school. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember why. Right? I think she kept on running away. I can't really remember why she kept on getting in trouble, right? But I met her at the alternative school. She was so, you know, and like I tell you, man, like, my friend ran over a cop, man. He got about 20 years. It was off-duty cop, right? He got 20 years. My baby mama would have got at least 20 years, man. Right. They would have came at her with at least a 20-year sentence. If she didn't want to plead out to a 10-year sentence and she decided to take it to trial, they would have gave her a 20-year sentence, man. Right? If the side chick that I had at the time decided to press charges on her, man, she would have gone to prison for a very long time. Right? My kid would have probably been born in prison. My son would have probably been born in prison, like, because she was still, you know, like 5-6 months. Right? Because she's still doing all this acting, moving around and, you know, stabbing folks. So she wasn't like already like 8-9 months. She was still like 4, 5, 6 months. You could tell she was pregnant, but she could still move around, right? Because like I told you, man, I didn't hear her creeping up on me, right? She tried to stab me in my back, right? But I was wearing a leather jacket, and where she hit me, it just went through, right? It must have just I don't know. It didn't hit me, right? It just made a hole. I just noticed that there was a fucking a hole, man, like where she tried to stick me. Right? She tried to, how you doing, V? She tried to stick me, man. Right? She stuck the girl in the face and in the neck, man. I had to take this chick to the emergency room. And, you know, when you go to the emergency room, they're asking what happened. You know, the doctors already know, hey, well, if this is a stab wound, well, who did it? Right? So, of course, they got to call the cops, man. You know, the cops got to go up to the emergency room. What happened? She said, I don't know. You know, somebody just came up to me and I thought they, you know, punched me or whatnot, right? I can't really remember. So my first baby mama, you know, she was, whew, right? So, that's the thing, man, that anybody that I've wronged, did anything bad to, I've kind of apologized to them, man. Right? When I got full custody of my kids, man, she did not make the effort. She didn't even make the effort of fighting for them, right? And that's what pissed me off the most, man. Right? I never said that you could not see my kids. Even though I was granted full custody, man, I'm gonna put it. My first baby mama owes me about $30,000, man, of pure child support. Will I ever get it? No, right? Will I ever get it? No, right? But all this proof, I will show it on the courts, right? To show that I'm not just talking out my ass, right? Well, later on, I'm gonna tell my second baby mama to open up the portal of the child support, and I'll take me a screenshot, right, of what's owed to me from my first baby mama, man, right? And I'm not like how she was, right? I know she's still down and out. I'm not gonna call the cops on her. I'm not gonna be pressuring her to send me child support money. Right? I'm not gonna threaten her to have her arrested for non-payment because I can do the same thing, man. If she owes me 30,000, if that other piece of shit went to fucking county jail for owing the mother $2,700, man, right? Which she couldn't pay, right? Now the mother of my first kids owes me about $30,000, man, and not once have I called the cops on her or any kind of vendetta in me, or my second baby mama telling me, no, call the cops on her, fuck her, right? No. Why? At the end of the day, you know, she's the mother of my 2 kids. Maybe one day she'll snap out of it, and I don't know, right? But I'm not gonna kick the mother of my kids. If life is already giving her a hard time, I'm not gonna make it easier because I can't, and I can't make it harder, right? I'm just gonna be neutral. So it is what it is. You know what I mean, man? I mean, it kind of it doesn't suck, man. But it sucks for my kids, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, man, regardless, it's their mom, man. Right? And I've never spoken bad about her to. And that's the thing, man. That I'm not like these other dudes, man. I'm not a scorned baby daddy, man, or scorned baby mama. All right. I'm gonna take screenshots, man, for you. I can show you of what is owed to me from my first baby mama, right? And I'm not pressing the issue, man, right? She owes me 30,000, man, right? Sometimes I feel like, man, you know, I ask my son, I'm like, man, you don't think sometimes you don't think I should press the issue, man? Maybe get her locked up, maybe help her, you know, get her committed. You know, maybe that'll be the step, man. You know, I'm not doing it because I want the money, but that's kind of an advantage that, you know, if my son says, hey, man, my mom's getting out of control, you know, what can we do? Right? I'd be like, look, man, she owes me child support money. I can probably take her to court, probably get her arrested if I press the issue, you know. But that's not my car, man, because she's no longer my responsibility, right? She's my son. So if my son was to come and tell me and ask me for guidance and be like, hey, man, you know, what would you, I'll try to help him out, right? So, I mean, everything, you know, like I said, I've if you go based off my convictions, man, the only person I wronged is her, man. I don't have any kind of victims or statements or no, man. The only thing was maybe, you know, confrontational argument. Might have pushed her, might have, you know, but I didn't, you know, nothing like serious, or, you know, it's nothing that we didn't do to each other, man. It was basically mutual, right? It wasn't like a one-sided type of deal, right? It was mutual, man. So when you can understand it and gone through it, you can judge the person, man. You know, it doesn't give me no excuse, and you know, I feel ashamed of that, man. You know, because there shouldn't be, you know, anything of that nature happening, man. You know, I can hold my own self accountable, man. You know, and understand that there's no kind of excuses to try to justify having a conviction for domestic violence, man. Because your imagination can go wild, man. You can say, oh man, you were either beating her, you know, boo boo boo. But you know, a simple argument in Texas can lead to a domestic violence, right? or a simple terroristic threat, right? Of saying, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up, or shut the fuck up before I slap you, right? Saying something on the grounds like that would be considered terroristic threat, and you can go to jail for it. So there's no excuses, man, right? Other than to correct it. And how can you correct it? It's by apologizing to the person you affected, man, right? And that's why to me, this is my opinion, man. I don't know how many other people believe it or not, right? To me, once you commit murder, not only are you breaking God's commandment, but you can never right that wrong, man. Right? You can never bring that person back. You can't bring that person back, man. But if you hit somebody, you steal somebody, you wrong somebody, and they're still living, man, you can still make it up, right? It's not gonna make it right on what you did, but at the same time, you can hold yourself and acknowledge that what you did wasn't right, and you try to right it by either way. By no means did I come on here saying I'm a perfect man, right? My story is cliche, man. It's if you put people of my age, it's similar lifestyle, man, right? Similar lifestyle. But I'm 40 something, man, and I can admit that my wrongs, man. But that doesn't define me who I am now. Not the person these guys try to paint and try to portray. No, far from it, man. Far from it, man. And that's the thing, that the social media, man, that people want to hold you accountable and be like, man, well, fuck. As a criminal, you only affect yourself and the victim, right? If you have a victim, right? In my case, the only other victim that I ever had was, a domestic violence with the mother of my first kids, right? If that's what you want to refer to, right? I apologized. I corrected my wrongs with her, right? And I still continue to this day, man, right? I don't call and put the attorney general on her. Even through, I can call him and be like, nah, man, I need this money, right? I'm disabled. $30,000, or even if she starts working and starts making contributing payments to that 30,000, that 30,000 will help me, man. Fuck whatever she sends me, right? What will help me? It will help anybody. But I took on the responsibility to where my kids are now 21 and 20, right? They're 21 and 20. So they were adults 3-4 years ago, man. So the payments stop. Right? They're 18 now. So she don't have to worry about the payments no more. It's just now that it's just reoccurring taxes each year. It's just reoccurring taxes, right? The interest of 30,000 each year, just it accumulates, man. I could be evil and be like, man, go lock her up. I need my money, right? As you can see, deadbeat dads are put on child support and put in jail for not paying $2,700. I got put on child support. I had to pay $6,700, man, because of all the fucking TANF and all the money that she received. Okay. And all she would do, she would get food stamps and she would sell them half price. I buy food stamps from people, right? There's people always selling their food stamps, right? My baby mama used to be one of those. Right? She would sell her food stamps. My baby mama, remember, she was a shady person, man. She came out on the news one time. Right? I'm gonna tell you why she came on the news, man, because it was funny, right? This shit's funny why she came on the news, right? Well, at one time, I would go pick up my kids, right? I would go pick them up, right? And then sometimes she would be like, meet me over here. So I'd go meet her over there, right? And then she would be driving this big old fucking church, this white church looking van type of thing, but it was a big old van, right? And I'm like, I didn't think too much of it, right? I'm like, well, what is she doing with this van now, right? She's just scheming, man. She's always scheming and plotting, right? I give her that, right? She's always scheming and plotting. So I'm like, I didn't ask too much, and then my son, she goes, hey, mom went to jail. I'm like, why'd she go to jail for, bro? She goes, she's on the news. So I go over there and I start searching her name, and I'm like, oh fuck, right? Sure enough, man, she got hired by a dentist, right? Some dentist in the hood hired her to go bring in people, right? Which means bring in people was to bring all the kids that had what's it called? All the kids that had what's it called? Fucking Medicaid. Right, she would go pick up all the like undocumented workers and kids that had Medicaid, and the dentist would charge Medicaid, right? So the gist of it was the parents were getting $50 per kid. So if the mom had 2 kids, you were getting $100 per visit for the visit, right? For that one visit, right? So the dentist would pay her $50, and she would go around the hood and be picking up and tell people, hey, go to the dentist. The dentist will give you $50 for the first visit. And of course, people would go, man, right? People would go and sign up. And she would take them back and forth, right? So she was making money, man, right? She was making, they were giving her $100 per person. So she would give them 50 and she would keep 50 for herself, right? So one day, the way it came down, crashing down on her was, man, the reporter, he got off at the because she even, man, she was promoting this shit. She made flyers and the whole 9 yards, man, right? She went to the bus station and posted it on people's windshields. She was into it, right? So a fucking news reporter from one of the local news stations got the flyer from his window, right? And he's like, well, this seems kind of awkward. You know, why is the dentist paying you $50 for the first visit? What's going on, right? Why is the dentist, you should be paying the dentist, but why is the dentist paying you? So it came down to being like medical fraud, right? The dentist went to prison or federal prison for, you know, medical fraud, but she got away because she didn't know what she was doing, right? She just didn't know. She thought that she was just bringing in people, that the doctor was, you know, paying her for leads. No, it's crazy, man. It's it's crazy, man. You know, she's always been she's crazy, man. You know, she's crazy. That's why me and her couldn't we couldn't be together, man. Because you know, we just it's just it's not a good combination. It's not a good combination, right? So it's not a good combination. So, you know, my first baby mama, man, she was crazy, man. And she's to this day, she's still, you know, she's still sad to say, man, that she still hasn't got her mind right, man. And it sucks, man. It hurts me, man. Right? It hurts me that she hasn't got her stuff together. And I'm gonna tell you why it hurts me, man. It doesn't hurt me because it bothers me through her. No, it hurts me because I know it hurts my kids. Right? I know seeing their mother in the situation, and it hurts them, man. Right? So if I know it hurts my kids, it hurts me, man. So you know, that's why I wish her the best. I mean, I can't do nothing for her. At the same time, you know, I could be a dick and, you know, demanding my restitution, right? Demanding my past due child support. You know, people are evil, man. People are getting people locked up for $2,700. You know, some people go to jail for not paying $2,700. Right? Not being able to post $2,700 for past due child support. Right? Scoring baby mama said, "Nah, you're gonna go to jail. You're either gonna pay me or you're going to jail." But I at the end of the day, man, I couldn't see me doing anything to will put her in a bad predicament, man, right? And my kids be mad at me for having any kind of fault, right? Knowing that, man, why are you making a big issue, right? Of asking for money if you know she doesn't have it, right? Why would I want for my kids to be mad at me, right? To be like, man, why are you doing that to my mom? Because like I said, at the end of the day, man, regardless, it's their mom. I'm just the dad, man, right? I didn't carry them in their stomach, man, for 9 months. I wasn't there, right? For the you know, the most important years. Right? So they grew attached to her. And that's one thing, man, that I wouldn't do that, man. You know, so me and her, like I said, man, I've righted my wrongs to the people I've affected. Right? I don't have no victims, man. Right? Like if you go based off my convictions, my only victim, if you really want to call it, is the first baby mom, right? But it's not even the victim, right? Like it's a mutual, domestic, you know, whatever, right? And I'm not the only. It's not like I'm the only one that's gone through it, you know. No, man, right? But I've been able to right my wrongs, man, right? Every time I break the law, I pay my debt to society, right? I go to prison, I do county time, whatever it is, right? I sit out a ticket, whatever it is, I pay my debt to society, man. I've righted or tried to the best of my abilities, man, right? For people to try to hold me accountable on social media and try to make me explain what, man, right? Explain what? What do you want? What can I explain? People Yeah, it does. That's why, once I got custody of my kids, she never paid me, she never paid me no child support or nothing. And I never asked her for it, man. I never made it an issue and said, oh, no, you're going to don't see the kids until you pay me child support. Nah, man. Yeah, I was like, whenever you want to come see the kids or you want to pick them up, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come pick them up. Take them out, take them to the park, or whatever you want to do, come pick them up. All right, she never made the effort, man. And now they're adults. Right now they're adults with their own life and their own kids. Right. I know my son wants to have her involved. It's grandma, man. But she's not fit at the moment. Right. She's not able to enjoy life, man. Right? And I don't want to be a burden, for me, wanting her to pay me child support, have her locked up, committed. Maybe it'll do her good, man. Right? Maybe it'll do her good, and maybe my son would probably be mad at me, right? Be like, "Why are you doing that?" Yeah, she is. She is. It's sad to say. It's sad to say, you know what I mean? But it's I thought that when I got custody of my kids, that I thought it was gonna motivate her, man. Right? I thought me getting custody of my kids was temporary, man. Right? I thought she was gonna get her shit together. I figured, man, I need to stay on point because any day she's gonna get her shit together and she's gonna come take him away from me. But now they're adults, man. No, I've that's why I've never did anything on my part to try to hurt her or anything, man, or try to get her in trouble. Nothing, right? And to this day, it's never crossed my mind to have her locked up for past child support. Never, right? And my second baby mama has never planted those evil seeds to be like, hey, go after her, fuck her, right? No, man. My second baby mama took on the responsibility of now she's being called. My two kids don't call her mom, man. Right? Even through my second baby mama raised them, took care of them. They love her. She loves them. They don't call her mom. Right? And I never forced them. I never forced them to call their stepmom mom. Right? I call her a nickname, and that's what the nickname they call her. Right? She has a nickname. Right? And that's what I call her. That's what her family calls her. And that's what my kids call her. Right? It's an endearment name. So now my grandson calls me grandpa and calls her grandma. Right? So her hard work paid off. Right? Even through my kids didn't call her mom, they still see her as a mom. Right? But the fruits of her love is being paid off through my grandson, right? Because he don't know that my second baby mama is not his dad's mom. He don't know. So, oh man, I agree, V. Man, if it wasn't for my second wife and second baby mama, man, I'd be a wreck, man. She's She's the one that's, you know, I did all the hard work, but she did the guiding. She's the one that kept me she's the one that kept me in control, man. And that's why I would never be unfaithful to her or do her any kind of way. She showed me nothing but loyalty, and I have no choice but to show her nothing but loyalty, man. Because it's like if you're giving me nothing but trust and loyalty, I have no choice to be faithful and loyal. And I can admit, man, that without her, I wouldn't be nowhere, man. Cause she met me, man. She met me, you know, popping bars, you know. She met the, you know, somebody different than what I am now, right? So she's seen the piece of shit that I was, and she was able to, you know, polish me up, man. Right? I'm the way in place I am in life is because of her, right? And not her, you know, her supporting me, you know, her guiding me, and not her financially supporting me. No, man, I've supported her. Okay? She's been able to stay home and raise my kids. And to this day, she's still a stay-home mom. Right? And now since 2020, I've been a stay-home dad. And have I fucked up? Yeah, man. Right? I went to jail. I got arrested in 2022 on my birthday, right? Matter of fact, it was on my birthday I got arrested, right? I tried to take full responsibility, man, even though it was a misunderstanding, right? They were like, no, man, you're not the one scanning. Right? You're just there, right? So some items got misscanned, right, or got left behind, right? And during the process of those items getting left behind, you know, it got brought to our attention, right? And once it got brought to our attention, we're like, hey, well, let us pay for it, you know, let us make up for it. They're like, no, we're past that. Right, we're taking her to jail. And I'm like, nah, man, you know, let us pay for those items. They're like, no, it's too late. We're taking her to jail. Right? So I inserted myself. Right? I'm like, so if you're not gonna let us pay and you're gonna take her to jail, well, you know what? I forced her. I told her to steal it, or else I was gonna cause her harm. Right? I told him that I forced her, right? But at the end of the day, it was just a misunderstanding, right? But people can paint any kind of picture, man, right? I wasn't supposed to go to jail 2022, right? I wasn't supposed to go to jail because there wasn't a crime. It was a misunderstanding, right? But once that misunderstanding couldn't be figured out right then and there, I decided to tell them I was fully responsible for anything, right? And the cop's response was like, no, you were just along. You weren't scanning. You were with your kid. You weren't scanning. You did not pay. Right? So me trying to get her from getting in trouble, because she doesn't have a criminal record. right? My second baby mama does not have a criminal record, man. No criminal record, right? So I thought by me telling the cops that I did it, that I forced her, they were going to let her go. But all I did was just earn me a free ride to Louisville PD. Right. And everything is, you know, if they want to get the body cam footage, it's going to paint a picture of me taking full responsibility and trying to get my baby mama out of any kind of wrongdoing or trouble and let me take full responsibility, right? If somebody's going to go to jail, well, fuck it, let it be me, right? So it doesn't matter, man, right? And that's the thing. Somebody made it in the comments that was trying to defend Dante. Was like, man, you have an answer for everything. And I'm like, well, you should have an answer, man, when you're telling the truth, right? Because the truth should come easy to you, right? If you tell the truth, man, it not only do you feel a relief of being honest, but it feels good, man. I've never been a liar, man. I've never been a liar or a boaster or a gloater or rub it in people's face. Nah, man. You know, I'm the type of guy that if I'm eating, and I see you not eating, I'm over here eating hidden, man. You know, if I'm not gonna offer you, I don't feel comfortable eating in front of you. Right? I'm not that type of person to rub shit in people's, be like, oh, I got nicer things, or I got more things. No, man. I mean, I've never presented myself as somebody presenting themselves to be better than the next man. I don't consider myself any better than anybody else, man. We all got our past. Some of us have never been in trouble. Some of us have. Right? Does that make us any less of them? No. Right? But when you're a character like Mark Moore, and you self-admitted to all this stuff, denying it and not holding yourself accountable, it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away, man. It's like people want to hold me accountable and sacrifice me and crucify me for being just like everybody else, man. It does, V. It's just I don't get it. Like I said, man, if you want to know something that's on my conviction, give me the opportunity to explain myself, man. I don't run from the truth, right? I just gave you the story of why I got arrested on the 22nd, right? You got body cam that you can go and actually request from the freedom, you know, just like his body cam, right? If there's any, because it was in 2013, right? Just like there's body cam on my incident, most likely I have to go see what Detroit started implementing body cam, right? But like I said, I just explained to you, right? I should have never got, well, we should have never been arrested, right? It should have never been arrested, right? It shouldn't have, right? Because they should have at least given you the opportunity to pay for the items that got misscanned or left, right? Whatever. I earned myself a free ride to jail that day, right? For trying to, thinking I was going to get her out of trouble, right? Because if somebody was going to go to jail, I would have preferred it to be me, right? I would have preferred it to be me, right? So since they weren't going to let her go, I just earned myself a free ride to jail that day, right? And that's why I was able to post a $2,500 bond, right, for myself. And I posted either $1,000 bond or a $1,500 bond for my second baby mama, right? So I posted a total of $4,000, right, for a theft of $150. It doesn't make sense, right? We got arrested for theft of $150, but we were able to post $4,000 worth of bond, right? Does it make any sense to you? Do you know what the jailers, the courts were laughing? They were like, "You're in here for a theft under 150, and then y'all were both able to post a $4,000 cash, not 10%, not 400, but 4,000 cash bond, right?" So it paints a different picture, right? If I was stealing 150, why couldn't I just pay it instead of paying 4,000? It just doesn't make sense, right? But in all this, I'm not telling you to boast or gloat. It's just the honest truth, right? If I was a criminal petty theft being arrested for $150, Steven, then I wouldn't be able to post a bond, right? I would have gone to jail. But like I said, I went to court, time served. So, man, people can try to judge you. And like I said, man, I'm not an angel. But I know I'm no Mark Moore, right? And there seems to be a lot more people aligning themselves and idolizing and wanting to associate themselves with the character like Mark Moore, right? So many people have flip-flopped, right? So many people, man. There's been people that were rocking with me for a little bit and then gone over there. But it's all, you know, it all comes down to people want money, man, right? People, I guess people look at that dude, Renegade. Renegade said, man, he's through with the YouTube content or the prison genre. And here I thought, man, I'm like, man, this dude's risking his life for these 20, 30,000 views. I'm like, is your life really worth, you know, 20, 30,000 views a video? I mean, when you speak negativity and you speak, you know, is it really worth it, man? Right? You gotta learn how to pick and choose your battles, right? I don't speak negatively about any criminal organizations. I speak negatively about sexual deviants, regardless of race, right? Regardless if you're a white deviant, black deviant, a Mexican deviant, if you're a deviant online, man, a sexual deviant that you got a well-renowned documentary like Mark Moore, well, you're gonna be a target for anybody, man. Right? You're gonna be a target for anybody. So I'm like, he's stopped making videos. He said he's gonna stop making videos. Maybe he's starting to realize that maybe he makes more money working. Right? You make more money actually working, man. And the freedom of peace. It's like I'm pretty sure how he feels. It's like relief, man. Right? Because he knows, yeah, I talk about these negative organizations negatively, and I'm just putting a target on my back, man. Right? The more I talk negativity about anybody, be ready for repercussions, right? I speak about Mark Moore, right? Somebody that is despised, not respected, not idolized, not glorified. There's no young stepper. There's no young gun that wants to take Mark Moore's place that I disrespected, right? I didn't disrespect nobody's OG, right? I didn't disrespect anybody's founding member. I disrespected a sexual deviant, man. Somebody that is despised in both societies. So I fear no repercussions. But then once you start talking about negativity about organizations, you're going to have older guys feeling some type of way. And then you're going to have these younger guys feeling some type of way. All right. So you're not going to know where it comes from. Right. It's like the comments of saying, who cares what the black man did to the white man in prison? Right. Who cares what the black man did? Can you imagine a stomped down Aryan? Can you imagine that? A stomped down Aryan, man, that says, what? What do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care? Well, let me show you. Right? When you say hateful comments that way, that are pointing to a whole race, not just one criminal organization, you just basically label the whole race. Who cares what the black man did to the white man in prison? How disrespectful you are to a whole race. Not just the organization, a whole race. A whole civilization, the Caucasians. So when you speak those hateful words over and over, that's crazy, man. Right? So I can understand, Renegade 59J, right? I can understand his stance, right? I mean, like, fuck, I'm actually working. I got a kid. It's not worth it, man. Right? One of these organizations might just one day have, enough of me talking. Right? Because you can only disrespect for so long, man. Right? And like I said, I don't speak against any kind of bosses, leaders, kingpins, young guns, up and comers. I don't disrespect any of them. Right? Because I've been there. I respect the game. But what I don't respect is them sexual deviants, right? And then the ones that try to put a jacket on me of being a sexual deviant, right? Trying to normalize the deviancy of one dude, right? When you're disrespectful to organizations, man. But when you're disrespectful and hateful to the whole Caucasian race, in your own words, who cares? But I guarantee you, one of those days, that quote is gonna find their way to somebody who does care. And maybe the target that you wanted to put on me is gonna be put on you. Right? Maybe the jacket that you try to put on me, you're putting it on yourself. Right? Because you're ostracizing a whole society, a whole civilization, the Caucasians, man. I'm not an educated person, man. I'm just trying to think about how to put it in layman terms for you, man. Because I'm not, all right. I would be worried about being so hateful and ostracizing a whole race. I don't know about you, man, but I've met some real white boy killers, right? Out here in the free world. So I know once them dudes went to prison, man, shit, them dudes were they were ready. Because if these white dudes were out here catching bodies, out here in the free world, I guarantee you them white boys in there catching bodies inside. Or they're not them white boys to be played with. So white boys, like the white boys I know that hear comments like that, ooh, it really rubs them the wrong way. All right. I really do know some stomp down Aryans. That's why you have to be cautious on how you use your tongue as a sword. It's not good being hateful, man. It's not good, man. And the real stomp down dudes, comments like that, really bothers them. It really bothers them, man. But those are your own actions. I'm just repeating it and scrutinizing you for it. I'm not slandering, defaming. I'm just speaking facts. It's not good that being hateful on social media, especially when you're a public figure and you have the habit of doxing people. Thank God, man, I don't play with people's lives, right? And I sleep good I sleep good at night and don't want God to punish me, man. You know, so I don't wish, you know, anything bad to happen to anybody, man. I don't pray. I don't whisper it under my breath, or you know, I don't hope for it, man. I just let nature take its course. You gotta let nature take its course. Don't interfere, man. Just let it run. Yeah, I watch him sometimes. I watch everybody. I watch a lot of people. To me, I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of these people to really understand who they are. Right? I'm just like listening to all angles, right? But there's a lot of people on YouTube manipulating the audience, and the same shit Dante Lamar Bell does is the same shit Gunners and Dubs does. Right? The same thing Gunners and Dub does, you can put Mr. Dante Lamar Bell right next. You can put him in the middle. Right? Your scumbag content creator, Mount Rushmore, right? Because they're all full of shit, man. Right? They're all full of shit, trying to bamboozle their audience, trying to portray somebody they're not. The similarities are there, man. Why? They got a taste of YouTube money and they become degenerates. Right? And they come to try to fool the people. Yeah, they do. I mean, it's weird. I mean, I watch them, I listen, but it's just you can see their agenda, right? And the similarities of Dante Lamar Bell and them dudes is there. Right? They're gonna do anything for the YouTube money. They'll align themselves, become degenerates, whatever it takes to continue getting that. And you've seen it with Dante, right? He went after Cap. He went after all these other dudes, arguing, going back and forth. And then he starts interviewing and making videos and aligning himself with the people he was just fighting with, right? It's something that's common in this degenerate YouTube world, right? People that their livelihood is YouTube, they become degenerates, man, right? They're gonna do things. They're gonna do certain things that to the average eye seems, man, like, hey, shady, man, right? And the similarities that Dante and what they got, the similarities are there, man, right? The only difference is, both of them are Mexican and one's black, but the similarities of the shenanigans of trying to bamboozle, doxing, talking bad about other, it's the same shit, man, right? So that's why I can categorize them into that same Mount Rushmore of content creators, of scumbags, right? And I guess you can consider Dante Lamar Bell in the prison genre, right? Because if I'm not corrected, all his videos, or most of them, he talks about it's somebody getting raped, sodomized, in prison environment. So I would consider, he's in that genre. Right? Because if you go look at all his stories or videos, they're all based off homosexuality. Yeah, he does. He does, V. When you're calling other people dropouts and PCs and then it comes out that you are a fucking dropout, and so it's kind of fucking. And the similarities of them defaming people's character and then deleting the videos, right? They delete them, but people screenshot them. They're out there, just like Dante Lamar Bell, right? the cyberbullying, the defamation of character, and then he deletes it thinking, oh, I'm okay, I'm in the clear. But no, there's people like myself that has copies, and there's more people, man, that have recorded your videos. You just don't know how many people send me videos of you, man. I don't download nothing, right? For the simple reason that's how people hack you, right? People send you links and you click on it and woo, and they take your account, right? You don't know how many people have sent me videos, deleted videos that I already have of you, right? But I don't download them. Fuck no. I don't. Right? Because if you do your own homework, you really don't know. You really don't need nobody else's help, man. Right? If you do your own homework, right? Now, if you decide to play stupid and play the dumb role, man, hey, it's better, even better. That's the similarities, right? That they try to normalize the deviancies, right? They're dropouts and no good standards, acting like if they were active, right? Not being themselves. What is Dante? Right? Dante wants to be a street dude. He wants to be in the prison genre so bad. He wants to be clapping cheeks and busting cheeks and so bad. All his content is about homosexual activity or prison environment. So you consider him in the prison genre. So people, that's why I see the similarities, man, right? And the prison genre is trash, right? There's not one prison channel that I've seen that talks about remorseful, repentant. Everything is just feeding off of another. One content creator drops a video about this, and all these other ones feed off of it, right? The same thing all these other content creators do, that once Dante pulls something out there, they follow his lead, right? There's no positivity, man. There's none of these really prison channels that I've seen really talk about of where they're at. Right. And a lot of them don't even tell you the truth of where they're at in life. Right. A lot of these dudes, you think they're really doing it. In reality, man, they're just struggling just like you and me. It's just, that's the honest reality, man. Right. I'm thinking 5'9" just decided to say, you know what, man, the headaches. And this, man, his videos get 20, 30,000 views, man, more than Dante's. Right? Renegade Media gets about, 20, 30, 40,000 views. 10,000 that same day, right? That same day. Dante gets what, 1,000, 2,000? So somebody like Renegade, based off the numbers, you would think, man, he's making pretty good money. Nowhere near the views Mr. Lamar Bell gets, right? And Renegade, when he wants to hang him up. He's like, man, fuck it. I'm working. I'm spending time with my only son. And this dude got 6. This dude got 6 kids, right? And old Renegade, I think he got 1 at the moment, right? And he's making more money off the views, more, he gets more time, more views, more ad. And he's like, man, I think I make more money, or I'm making it with my 9 to 5, plus whatever these other platforms pay me. I don't need YouTube. YouTube is just too much of a headache for me, man. All right. And I understand that. I'm like, if somebody like Renegade makes more income off his channel than this guy, and this guy's, he wants to call it quits and say, I want to concentrate on something else. This guy goes knee deep in it. That prison genre, man, it's like Dubs and Gunner, it's the same story. Right? Same stories over and 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 over. Just a different title. Same stories. Because come on, man. Yes, you can do so much time, but there comes to a point. Oh yeah, I mean I think Renegade he got his other platforms and of making money. That he understands speaking negatively about criminal organizations. Man, eventually that can only get you too far. Right? You can only get too far speaking about negative organizations, man, before, somebody really wants to do something. Right? You get tired of all the same stories over and over, man. Like, I'd be more interested on like, look, man, this is what I do. I've been to prison 24 years, but now I'm over here working on this car. I'm over here, learning, being yourself, man, right? And stop acting like you're still this stomped down dude. It all comes down to just being you. YouTube, you, right? It's who you are, not who you were or who you want to be, right? And that's the similarities of Dante and all these other content creators that become degenerates for the YouTube money. Right. And once you start disrespecting criminal organizations and, belittling them and exposing them, and man, it's just a matter of time before somebody gets tired of it. Right. And like me, I don't expose anybody except Mark Moore. Right. That's who I started on this, Mark Moore. And then Dante tried to defend Mark Moore and starting with the doxing and the defamation of character and the cyberbullying. And we know where it's at, right? This is where we're at now that we're in the legal court. And like I said, once the court's over with, I'm not stopping, right? I'm going to continue being that thorn in your side, man. Right? Because I know I have rights. And everything you said was 99.9, right? Because most recently, you're trying to use my own convictions. Well, you should have been doing that from the beginning, but you had tunnel vision, right? I would blame that you had tunnel vision, just like I have tunnel vision, right? That you tried every extremity, you tried every kind of tactic, and you deployed them, and you didn't get the success or the reaction you wanted, right? To where you're just shooting blanks now, right? And your only way is like, oh, I'm not making no videos, right? Make your videos, right? Make your videos based off my criminal record. Scrutinize me. I don't care. It's public information. It doesn't bother me what's true. But what's caused me extreme emotional distress is the defamation, right? The slandering. That's what's caused me extreme emotional distress. The truth, it doesn't bother me. They did. Exactly, V. That's what happened, right? And that's what when you put out that hate out there, like once again, that famous quote of Dante Lamar Bell of who cares what the black man did to the white man? I'd be scared. If I was to make that hateful comment on social media, I'd be scared. I would be scared, right, to be that hateful and just ostracize a whole race, belittle a whole race, right? I don't know, if there's a Caucasian in the chat room, how that makes you feel, right? If you were, you hear a black man holler at the top of his voice saying, who cares? Right? And then you listen to the circumstances, you watch videos like the Turned Out documentary, Snowball, Fleece Johnson. You watch all these characters and then you're like, man, somebody's gonna have to care. Playing with fire that way, man. Ostracize the whole race. I'd be scared, man. Like I said, I don't know if you know any stomp down dudes that take that shit to the heart. That's just like calling an African American the N-word. Same scenario, man. Just imagine a white guy calling a black man the N-word. How many black men are going to get offended that heard that white guy called just that man the N-word? Not only is that black man that was just called, but every black man that heard it in the vicinity is going to want a piece of that white boy. Right? So when you have statements and you speak hatred, you're testing the water. You're testing the water, right? To where you think you're Billy Badass, right? When you're disrespectful to an organization, criminal, the Boy Scouts, whatever organization, right? Expect repercussions. Especially when you alienate a whole race. Not only you based it off the melatonin, like the lightness of the skin. So every white person, so a white person is Chinese, Yugoslavia. Damn. So I'd be worried, man. I'd be worried, right? When you testing the water, right, with such hurtful, hateful statements and actions. You need to apologize. You needed to apologize to the white race. I'm included, man, because you didn't say Armenian. You just said white. And if you're going based off skin tones, white. I don't know, man. I don't know. I thank God that I don't speak with a loose tongue. And even if I'm full of that Stella Rose, right? Even if I'm full of that Stella Rose, still watch my tongue. I might drop a few ashes on me, but I still watch my tongue. But when you proclaim loud statements like that, you testing the water. Right? And as a public figure that has the habit of doxing people, it's not a good outcome, man. It's not a good look. Right? So tomorrow, we going on a marathon. Hopefully, those statements can be heard. And then they can be scrutinized for being so hateful. So go get you your Stella Rose and drink your little nightcap. You're gonna need it. So, man, it's dangerous times, man. Right? When people say such hateful, you never know where it's gonna come from. You labeled a whole race society, right? You didn't put a name on it. You didn't put a name on it. You just ostracized a whole race, which is 1/3, right? Because it's, Latin, Mexicans, right? Blacks, whites. So we're like the main three factors of society, man. White, black, brown, and white. We're the three main. So now you only ostracize one and you want to leave two? No, fuck. You're the superior one. Dangerous behavior. Playing with wildfire, man. You see what happens to me? That shit spreads like wildfire. Right? Isn't that what you told me last time you remember what happened to you? Like, yeah, I remember. That's advice that you should be taking. It's wild, man. I don't see how but we need to spread. And I will continue to spread the gospel of these shady content creators that are not doing society any good, not even themselves, right? Because you got a perfect example. You got Renegade, got your son. He says, man, I'm through. I'm hanging it up. I want to spend time with one son. And there's characters that have 6, 7. Having one kid is a handful. It's not enough time in a day for one, right? For one kid, man, there's not just enough time in the world for one kid in a day, let alone 6. Right? 6. And instead of you having the courage and the huevos and becoming a man and saying, you know what, man, I'm gonna go get me a CDL and I'm getting back in that 18 wheeler. I'll make my videos on the road, on break, on spare time. Man. But you're too busy in here ostracizing, alienating, hateful to 1/3 of society. I need it. Eventually, the gospel will be heard. Just like the gospel that you spread about me was heard. But I'm using your own against you. Y'all have a good one. Hopefully tomorrow we have a better outcome with the World Series. Good night.